So I want to ask you about perfectionism.
Yes.
And because you mentioned to me that how that could be particularly difficult in this current environment.
Well, I think, again, we were talking specifically in terms of stress, weren't we? I think people who feel stress, there's normally the 4 characteristics of people who suffer from stress. Okay, so to give you a very brief overview of stress. Number 1, there's no such thing as stress. Stress is a response to pressure. So if you think about brain surgeons, I would have thought that's a very stressful job. If it was a stressful job, every brain surgeon in the world would be off on the sick all day, every day. It's a high pressure job, but it's not a high stress job, because stress is a response. So anything can be stressful if you respond to pressure poorly. So the people who respond to pressure poorly, on the whole, fall into 4 categories. Actually, normally they fall into all 4 of those categories, but the 4 categories are: number 1 is perfectionism. So either they have to do it and they have to do it perfectly, and that's a very high pressure attitude to have. But the flip side to that is that it comes out as apathy. I'm not going to be perfect. What's the point of trying? I'm just going to sit and do nothing. I can't be bothered to even try it because I know it won't be good enough. So they can look complete opposites, but the root is still perfectionism. The second one is people pleasing and overly concerned about what other people think about us, other people's opinion of us. And often the biggest fear about what other people think about us is our fear that they might actually say out loud what the little voices in our head are saying about us all day, every day anyway. So whether it's true or not doesn't matter. The point is we're still afraid of what other people might think of us. The third one is people who have control issues. So either they feel like they have to be in control of everything all day, every day, which again, that's stressful, or people who feel like they're not in control at all, which is equally stressful. And particularly for people who've had abusive upbringings, for example, the last time I wasn't in control, that all went very badly. So that's the root of control issues. And the fourth thing is people who ignore the early warning system. So every time someone comes in, they've been signed off from work because of stress, they sit down and I say, okay, tell me the story. It always starts 6 months ago, ... So the point is, if you'd come 6 months ago, we could have dealt with this and you'd have been okay. But it started and it went a little bit more, and got progressively worse until you reached breaking point, essentially, and now you're in this hole. So they're the 4 things that I always end up talking about with people whenever they're talking about stress. And so people who find, lockdown stressful, just to do that kind of reflective work of, okay, am I a perfectionist, and what's the expectations I'm putting on myself, how I should be in lockdown, which again I think probably affects pastors. I'm guessing affects pastors. The idea is that you've got your flock looking to you for guidance. Help us through a pandemic. You know everything, when of course you're struggling with your own demons, aren't you? You've never been in a pandemic. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to use Zoom or any of this. I mean, the learning curve, the technology for most people has been fantastic, hasn't it, over the last few weeks? So, what are the expectations you're putting on yourself? Are you worried about what other people think about what you should or shouldn't be doing? The fact that you haven't washed your hair or had a shave or changed your clothes in the last 6 weeks because you've got a house full of kids and it's all you can do not to kill somebody. I bet the neighbours are complaining about me, and the control issues, that I should be in control. I need to feel like I'm in control, when actually there's very little right now we can control. And again, that comes back to the serenity prayer, ability to accept the things you can't change, courage to change the things you can. But also the early warning system. If you're struggling, there are, again, not promoting myself, but just therapy in general, there are therapists who are still working, either by phone or online. Some are doing face-to-face work. We are part of the government's list of people who aren't allowed to continue working mental health issues. There are lots of organisations out there who are more than happy to see people. There are organisations out there who see people at reduced rates. I know there are ones in Southend that see people at reduced rates for people who can't help it. And even just on a very sort of fundamental level of just talking to somebody, that people often self-edit, or I can't find people, they're tired of me moaning, they're tired of me struggling, they're all of this. And the truth is, maybe some people are tired of it, I don't know. But if you can talk to somebody and just say, look, I'm just having a bad day, I'm really struggling. And then people who listen to that, often the urge then is to fix people. Just recognise you can't fix them. And often just the process of talking is like venting a system. It just, you get it out. Once it's out, I'm done. I'm happy. I've released some of the pressure. I might need to talk again in a couple of days, but for now, you know what? It's all good. I feel better for it. Thanks very much.